After more than 30 years of teaching, I've come to a realization. The true goal of art class isn't to teach students how to draw realistically, and it's not about helping them express a specific idea through perfect technique. Because, let's be honest, most students don't come to school with a strong visual vocabulary, and I don't believe it's the school's role to build that vocabulary in the first place. If a student is truly passionate about art and wants to master technique, that journey can happen in private lessons or specialized programs. But in school, our purpose is different. Art class should not be about performance or mastering skills. It should be a space for students to experience something meaningful, a moment to explore, enjoy, and express freely without pressure. When we ask students to create art around a theme or personal message, before they have the tools to do so, we unintentionally set them up for frustration. And the result? They lose confidence, and we lose the joy in the classroom. That's why I believe the goal of art class is much simpler and deeper: to create an experience that's enjoyable, calming, and empowering. Through drawing, coloring, and creating, students can relax, feel safe, and connect with themselves in a way that words often can't reach. Yes, along the way, they may develop some skills or learn something new, but that should be a side effect, not the goal. When we let go of outcomes and focus on the experience, the art class becomes a space that students look forward to. It becomes a highlight of their week, not another academic task. So why mandala art? Because it offers exactly the kind of experience our students need in the classroom: calm, focused, and open-ended. Creating or coloring mandalas provides a natural moment of mindfulness. It helps students slow down, center themselves, and release tension. Even just a few minutes of this kind of focused activity can ease stress and create a sense of peace in the room. Mandalas also support focus and patience. Their repeating patterns and fine details invite students to concentrate, take their time, and enjoy the process. In a world full of distractions, this is a powerful skill to practice. There's also a physical benefit. Careful drawing and coloring help strengthen fine motor control and hand-eye coordination, especially important for younger students or those developing these skills. At the same time, mandalas allow space for creativity and self-expression. Even though the designs are structured, students can choose their own colors, symbols, and patterns. Each piece becomes a personal expression. No two are ever the same. Mandalas can also lead to meaningful conversations about culture and emotion. They open the door to explore ideas like balance, symmetry, and introspection. In this way, students connect to both global traditions and their inner world. The benefits don't stop there. Mandalas are a powerful tool for social and emotional learning. They help students regulate their emotions, feel calm, and build quiet confidence. They are especially helpful in classrooms where anxiety. There's also a direct link to academic learning. Drawing mandalas introduces geometry, symmetry, and spatial awareness in a hands-on, visual way. This kind of integration connects art with math and reinforces both subjects through experience. And perhaps most importantly, mandalas offer therapeutic value. Even short sessions, just 15 to 20 minutes, have been shown to reduce anxiety, improve mood, and support emotional well-being. This is something we can give our students without needing any extra tools or training. That's why mandala art is such a powerful choice for the classroom. It's easy to set up, fun to do, and accessible to every student, no matter their skill level. It doesn't require talent or prior knowledge. It just invites students into a space of creativity, calm, and connection. I've added a download link in the description below this video. In that link, you'll find printable templates that can be used for this mandala project. You can print them on A4 or A3 paper, whichever works best for your class. Personally, I recommend A3 size because it gives students more space to draw and enjoy the process. Each template includes some decorative shapes and motifs at the bottom. These are optional. Students can use them as inspiration or they can create their own unique designs if they prefer. It's important to emphasize that students are not required to use these patterns. They're welcome to draw from their imagination and create original ideas. The goal is to explore freely, not to follow a fixed formula. You'll also find 3 different versions of the template. The only difference between them is the number of guiding circles and lines. These help students draw their mandala more easily, and you can choose the version that best suits your students' level and age. To help them visualize the final result, I've also included a few completed examples. These show what a finished mandala might look like, but again, there's no one right outcome. Each student's work will be unique. This project usually takes between 3 and 5 class periods to complete. Once students understand what mandalas are, how can they benefit from creating them? And after reviewing the examples, it's time to start drawing. The steps are simple, even for beginners. We start from the center of the circle. Using a pencil, students select one of the light guiding lines and carefully trace over it to form their first circle. Then, they draw a larger circle around it, creating a ring or band where their first design will go. Inside this ring, they choose a decorative shape or motif. It can be something from the suggestion box at the bottom of the page or something completely invented. But here's the one important rule in mandala design. Whatever shape they draw inside the band must be repeated in a circular pattern all the way around. The same applies to color. If one shape is colored red, that color should repeat along the entire ring to maintain balance and harmony. Once they complete one ring, they repeat the process, adding another circle using the guiding lines, choosing a new motif, and repeating it all around. They keep building ring after ring until the entire mandala is complete. You may have noticed that each template includes both concentric circles and radial lines, like the spokes of a wheel. These aren't just decorative, they serve a purpose. The concentric circles help students organize their designs into even layers. Each circle defines a space where one type of repeated motif can go. The radial lines help guide the repetition. They divide the circle into equal segments, making it easier for students to repeat their motifs evenly around the entire band. This structure gives students a strong foundation, especially those who might be nervous about getting it right. It supports symmetry, balance, and visual clarity while still leaving space for creativity. Once the design is complete, students can carefully cut out their mandala using scissors and mount it onto a colored background paper of their choice. Bright colors work well, but black paper also gives a striking contrast. Here are a few extra tips to enhance the final artwork. Encourage students to trace over their designs using a black pen or marker. This makes the shapes stand out and adds clarity to the design. They can write their name and class on the background using decorative lettering. This not only personalizes the piece but also builds pride in their work. This is a calming, creative project that allows every student, regardless of skill level, to experience success, joy, and self-expression through structured freedom. There's no pressure to be perfect, just an invitation to explore rhythm, pattern, and beauty, one ring at a time. There's also another fun option you might want to try, and it can work beautifully, either as a warm-up activity at the beginning of the lesson or even as the main focus of the project itself. I'm talking about drawing mandalas online. I've included links in the video description to several free websites where students can create mandalas digitally and experiment with different styles. In this video, the mandala you're seeing in the background was drawn using one of these online tools. It's a great way to introduce symmetry and repetition in a playful, low-pressure format. And here's another idea. After completing their paper mandalas in class, my students worked in groups to create large mandalas on the school walls. I started by lightly sketching a few guiding circles and radial lines on the wall, just like the printed template. Then the students filled in the design using the same method they learned in class. It was a beautiful, collaborative experience, and it gave them a sense of ownership and pride in the space around them. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video with more ideas and creative classroom projects. Just a quick reminder, every idea I share here is something I've actually done with my own students, many times over many years. These are not just idealistic or perfect examples from theory, they are real practical projects that work in real classrooms. So feel free to try them, adapt them, and make them your own. See you next time.